Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer, and I'm a professional developer, and I've been in education for 28 years. And as a doctoral student, I have been focusing on the impact of culture on professional development and initiatives that are being brought into school districts. I have a hypothesis that the better the culture, the stronger the take of the initiative will be. And I have a lot of experience to back up this hypothesis. And part of my studies is also just further diving into this subject and seeing if I'm correct. But I wanted to take a minute and just break down 3 points that I think are really important. If you're a building leader or if you're a leader in general, even if you're an AP, and you're bringing a new initiative, and from my perspective, it's usually a technology initiative into your building. So, the first thing that needs to happen is you need to do a gut check. You need to find out get the pulse on your building. What is the culture of your building? And it's usually not exactly what the building leader thinks it is. So, my point being, you want to survey your staff, and both one and two really go hand in hand together. So, in your building, when you introduce initiatives, is your building the place where initiatives go to die? Do you start strong for 6 weeks or so with your new building initiative, and then it kind of peters off and goes into nowhere? There's a lot of reasons that can go behind that. One could be a lack of one person to spearhead it and own it and follow up on it. A lot of times, initiatives can come down from district office and maybe not be the pick of the building leader, therefore not really have a champion within the building. And that will also cause a lot of momentum to be lost. But one of the other crucial factors is if your culture in your building is sour or somewhat dull, there's a very good chance a new initiative is not going to take. The best way you can find out if you have this kind of culture is to survey your staff anonymously. Make sure that they know it's anonymous, and ask them, what do they need? What do they notice? What do they wish they had? What do they wish they didn't have? Those are just four basic questions, but you can add further on, and you're going to be doing kind of a qualitative um, scoring of that data. I think that's going to give you the best results. And you can use AI to find out the major themes. So you can take a spreadsheet of short answer results, feed it into a chatbot, whichever one is your choice, whether you're using Gemini or using ChatGPT, or if you bought a model like Vertex and you're training it on your own information. You could use Notebook LM. There's a lot of different AI tools that you can use to quickly sort through the qualitative data and code it to a certain degree and find out what the major trends are of your building. And that's going to give you a sense of where your people are at. How are they feeling? Because if they feel down and if they feel like they're being put upon, I'm sorry, just about any initiative you put in front of them besides something that's fun, they're not going to be taken to that. They're just going to be feeling tired and unappreciated, and yet one more initiative will just burn them out. The next thing I'd like you to consider is leveraging colleagues. Now, a lot of times a district or schools, it's very common to send a teacher for a training and then have the teacher train the trainer kind of scenario in a building. Sometimes that won't work. Sometimes it's going to work great. And again, this all depends on the culture of your building. But there's such a thing as internal culture conflict. So let's say you are dealing with a culture of, let's call it tired, burnt out, um, teachers. And I'm not even going to say more veteran teachers because I know newer teachers that can get tired and burnt out. So you have these teachers who are just treading water, um, and they are supposed to learn from maybe one of the newer, more innovative teachers. Well, there's possibly a culture conflict with there where those teachers may not want to have anything that that teacher is dishing out. And that puts a lot of pressure on the newer teacher or the teacher that is in charge of this initiative in the building. Some buildings can handle it well, and other buildings can't. So one of the ways that you can leverage colleagues, especially if you're in a district, there's this old adage that I love. And as a consultant, I've traveled a lot and I've been in so many different school districts across the US just doing trainings. And it's crazy how I could walk into a district and, for example, Minot, South Dakota, I think was one of the places I was. You could walk into this district. You could do trainings there, and the teachers are so receptive and so excited and just gobbling up anything you have to say. And I could do the same training in my home building and not have half the response. And I'm very fortunate. Actually, the place that I work now is extremely receptive, but that's not always the case. So there's this adage, or the saying that I really like: you can't be a prophet in your own town. Sometimes you need an outside entity to come in, a fresh face, a fresh voice, that doesn't come with any type of building baggage. So that internal culture conflict between, like, let's say one crew against another crew no longer exists because you have somebody else coming in. It still strongly suggests that it's another teacher. You could borrow a teacher from another building. You can swap innovative teachers from building to building with one of your other leader friends in the district. But when you're able to bring somebody else in, it just bypasses some of the baggage that you could be experiencing. Now, if you don't have that kind of baggage and that's not a cultural concern that you're dealing with, and that's fantastic. Go ahead, build capacity within your building and have them turnkey if that's already something that's been successful. But if that's not been something that's been successful, then this is most definitely the way that I would strongly suggest going, because I've seen this work over and over and over again. So I hope you found this helpful. This is part one in a three-part series that examines how you can get or shift a culture of a building to make initiatives more sticky and to push your teachers towards more innovation in a fun and engaging way. So please consider subscribing to my channel to support my work. Give me a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.